Welcome to Milwaukee Insights, where we unravel the most complex global strategies and their impact on the world stage. Today we're exploring a controversial and critical topic: how China is influencing US elections, the 2024 Cyberwar. With the US 2024 elections on the horizon, China's subtle yet powerful influence is sparking concerns across the political spectrum. If you're passionate about geopolitics and want to stay ahead of the curve, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. The year is 2024. The United States, the world's oldest democracy, is once again preparing for a pivotal presidential election. Yet, this election cycle is different. A new battlefield has emerged, one where the weapons are not soldiers or bombs, but bytes and algorithms. The stakes have never been higher, for the very integrity of American democracy is being tested by a formidable adversary, China. China's increasingly assertive posture on the global stage has raised alarms in Washington and beyond. From trade disputes to territorial claims in the South China Sea, the two superpowers are locked in a strategic competition that is reshaping the world order. This rivalry has now spilled over into the digital realm, with China allegedly seeking to influence the outcome of the 2024 US elections. This essay delves into the multifaceted ways in which China is allegedly attempting to influence the 2024 US elections. We will explore China's strategic interests in undermining American democracy, the methods employed by Beijing to achieve its objectives, and the profound implications of these actions for the future of the United States and the global order. The 2024 US presidential election is not just about choosing a new leader. It's about safeguarding the fundamental principles of democracy, freedom, and self-determination that have defined the United States since its inception. China's alleged interference in this sacred process strikes at the very heart of what it means to be an American. The stakes could not be higher. A successful attempt by China to influence the election would not only undermine the legitimacy of the outcome, but also erode public trust in democratic institutions. It would set a dangerous precedent for future elections, both in the United States and around the world. The United States has long prided itself on being a beacon of democracy, a shining city upon a hill. Yet, the flame of liberty is fragile and must be constantly guarded against those who seek to extinguish it. China's alleged actions represent a clear and present danger to the American experiment, and the world is watching to see how the United States responds. Why is China so interested in influencing the outcome of the US elections? The answer lies in the realm of geopolitics and China's grand strategy for global ascendance. For decades, China has been pursuing a patient and calculated strategy to supplant the United States as the world's leading power. A key element of this strategy is to weaken American influence abroad and sow discord within its borders. By interfering in the US elections, China hopes to achieve both of these objectives. A divided and weakened America is in China's strategic interest. It would create a vacuum on the world stage that China would be all too eager to fill. With the United States distracted by internal strife, China would have a freer hand to pursue its ambitions in Asia and beyond, potentially reshaping the global order in its image. One of the most insidious ways in which China is allegedly seeking to influence the 2024 US elections is through sophisticated disinformation campaigns. These campaigns are designed to sow discord among the American public, undermine trust in democratic institutions, and ultimately influence voting behavior. Chinese disinformation takes many forms, from spreading false or misleading information on social media to planting biased articles in online news outlets. These campaigns often exploit existing social and political divisions within the United States, amplifying polarizing narratives and inflaming tensions. The goal of these disinformation campaigns is not necessarily to promote one candidate over another, but rather to create chaos and confusion, to make Americans lose faith in their own democracy. A disillusioned and apathetic electorate is more susceptible to manipulation and less likely to hold its leaders accountable. Social media, the new battleground. Social media platforms have become the new battleground for information warfare, and China has been quick to exploit their reach and influence. With billions of users worldwide, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube provide China with an unprecedented opportunity to spread disinformation and shape public opinion. Chinese government-linked accounts, often disguised as ordinary users, flood these platforms with propaganda and misinformation. They target specific demographics with tailored messages, designed to exploit their fears and prejudices. The algorithms that power these platforms often exacerbate the problem. By prioritizing engagement over accuracy, these algorithms can create echo chambers where users are only exposed to information that confirms their existing biases. This makes it even easier for disinformation to spread and gain traction. The invisible hand of cyberwarfare. In addition to disinformation campaigns, China is also accused of engaging in cyber attacks targeting the US electoral process. These attacks can take many forms, from hacking into voter registration databases to disrupting election infrastructure on election day. The goal of these cyber attacks is to sow doubt about the integrity of the election, potentially leading to widespread distrust in the outcome. Even if these attacks do not directly alter vote tallies, they can still have a significant impact on public perception and confidence in the democratic process. The threat of cyber warfare is particularly insidious because it is often difficult to attribute attacks to specific actors. Even when evidence points to China, Beijing can always deny involvement, claiming that the attacks were carried out by independent actors, or even by the United States itself as a false flag operation. Sowing seeds of discord. The impact of China's alleged interference in the 2024 US elections is already being felt. Disinformation campaigns are amplifying existing divisions within American society, making it more difficult to have reasoned and respectful political discourse. The spread of fake news and conspiracy theories is eroding trust in traditional media outlets and government institutions. This distrust can lead to apathy, cynicism, and a decline in civic engagement, all of which weaken the fabric of American democracy. Moreover, China's actions are exacerbating tensions between the United States and its allies, who are also grappling with the challenge of foreign interference in their own elections. This undermines the unity of the democratic world at a time when it is needed most. The erosion of trust. Perhaps the most damaging consequence of China's alleged interference is the erosion of trust it is causing in American society. Trust is essential for the functioning of any democracy, and once it is lost, it is very difficult to regain. When people lose trust in their government, their media, and even in each other, it creates a fertile ground for extremism, polarization, and violence. It becomes harder to find common ground, to compromise, and to solve problems collectively. The erosion of trust is a slow-moving crisis, but its consequences can be devastating. If left unchecked, it can undermine the very foundations of democracy and lead to a breakdown of social order. A world divided. The implications of China's alleged interference in the 2024 US elections extend far beyond the borders of the United States. China's actions are a direct challenge to the rules-based international order that has governed the world since the end of World War II. This order, based on principles of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, is already under strain from rising authoritarianism and nationalism around the world. China's actions threaten to further undermine this order, creating a more chaotic and dangerous world. If China is allowed to interfere in the elections of other countries with impunity, it will embolden other authoritarian regimes to do the same. This could lead to a world where might makes right and where democracy is increasingly under threat. Safeguarding democracy in the digital age. The challenge posed by China's alleged interference in the 2024 US elections requires a comprehensive and multifaceted response. This is not just a problem for the US government to solve. It requires a whole-of-society approach involving the private sector, civil society, and individual citizens. Social media companies have a responsibility to combat the spread of disinformation on their platforms. This includes investing in content moderation, promoting media literacy, and working with governments to identify and counter foreign interference campaigns. The US government must also take steps to strengthen election security, both physical and cyber. This includes securing voting machines, protecting voter registration databases, and working with international partners to deter and respond to foreign interference. The future of global order. The 2024 US elections are a watershed moment in the ongoing struggle between democracy and authoritarianism. The outcome of this election will have profound implications not only for the United States, but also for the future of global order. If China is allowed to succeed in its alleged attempts to undermine American democracy, it will send a chilling message to the world that democracy is weak and that authoritarianism is on the rise. However, if the United States can rise to this challenge, if it can protect the integrity of its elections and reaffirm its commitment to democratic values, it will send a powerful message of hope and resilience to the world. The stakes could not be higher. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into how China is influencing US elections in 2024. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to @Mwak Insights. Stay informed and stay ahead as we continue to explore the critical issues shaping our world.